Alright, Sneaker Gang Squad. Yeah, we're here on the Alamo boat ride. About to get on right now. I'm about to film for y'all so you can see when we take off. So hope y'all like it. Let me know. My dad here. So what's up, man? My cousin here. She's camera shy, trying to be all gangster. Look at her chola. So we're about to take off. Alright, catch y'all in a bit. Peace.
Welcome to San Antonio. How y'all doing today, everybody?
Pretty good.
Doing pretty good. Raise your hand if it's your first time on the boat.
Sure.
Oh, I'll be here. I'm the first time.
Okay, so most of y'all been on the boat. That's what's up. So, don't have anything or anybody hanging outside of the road. Next one, there is talking out loud amongst each other or on cell phones. The reason why, the guests, y'all paid big bucks to hear my beautiful angelic voice talk on the tour. I did not pay to hear each other's chisme and all the stuff y'all got going on. All right, no chismosos or chismosas. So please. So last thing I gotta tell y'all, it's not a rule, just information about the life vest situation. Where are they at? They're right here. How many? There's 41. They're in these hatches. Now, in the very, very, very unlikely event we find ourselves in the water, what we are all simply going to do is stand up. I'm gonna walk right out of the river. It's not that deep, 3 to 4 feet. If you are scared, that is okay. You can give me a holla. And just like in the movie Baywatch, I will come and rescue, all right? I'll jump in the water, I'll pick you up, and we will walk out together. Are you ready to get started, everybody?
Yes, sir. Let's go.
The first thing on this historical tour is a big giant mall right behind us. It is the River Center Mall. Now, it is the second largest one here in the city. It is well over 1 million square feet. We have over 120 shops in there to include
Tower.
restaurants and stuff like rock climbing, golf courses. So everybody always asks, what kind of
Get this
restaurants
side, I'll get that
are
side.
and over here in this area just in general.
Get
So
this side, I'll get this
on the
side.
outside, they have restaurants like Margarita,
Oh, film it, whatever.
Hooters, Yard House, Smash Shark, Cobra the Chow, just to name a few. On the inside, we have even more. We have about 30 of them. We're just getting in about 4 or 5. Charlie Chicken cheese steaks, Barry White, Luciano, Little Tokyo, and there is even an authentic Mexican restaurant in the mall.
Yes, I ate there before.
It
It's
is
expensive,
called
so.
Taco Bell. It's the closest you're gonna get some Mexican food over here, all right? So we're gonna be leaving the youngest part of the river in 3, 2, 1. The front of the boat just left the youngest part of the river. All the mall, the hotel, and this extension was completed in 1988. It took 3 years for them to build it. It was about $190 million. So there's a statue right here to the right where I'm pointing. That is who we got a name from. That is San Antonio or St. Anthony de Padua. He is a patron saint of lost articles. So if you lose anything, you can pray to him and you will more than likely get it back. I'm not going to lie to you and just say you will get it back. Most of the time, the prayer does work. Has anybody on the boat prayed to St. Anthony before for a lost item by any chance? No, I promise you it does work most of the time. You gotta take my word for it. I've had tens of thousands of people say and testify that it really does work. There's only one other prayer I know. It's actually just for the ladies. Ladies, if you're still single as a Pringle, that is okay. Quick, simple fix. Pray to St. Anthony, and apparently your boyfriend, your novio, will pop up at the very latest 1 year after the prayer. All right. I always have to say this after I say that as well. Ladies, if you are gonna go pray for your boyfriend, please, 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 please. Stop using my name for prayer. All right. On the cool note for that one, I've had, it's not tens of thousands of people for that one. It is over 2,000. I don't remember the exact number. I've been a lot of women over the past year that I've been working here that have. You don't trust me? Yeah, dude, I got close on that one.
Yeah, it's on my hand. It's on my hand.
So yeah, a lot of the women that actually prayed him, majority of them actually came to San Antonio specifically to pray at the statue. And this is why I think the prayer really does work. All the women that came to San Antonio, they sent their boyfriend.
Little shop Sneaker Gang Squad.
6 to 6.5 months after the prayer. So I don't think it's winkedy. I think it really does work. So if you want to use them, boom, y'all know where he's at. So the river, it is also the San Antonio River, and the river actually got its name before the city did. So the whole little backstory behind it. When we got over here in June 1691 on the 13th was St. Anthony's birthday. So they had a mass down here. It was held by Father Massimino. It's actually on a little island. I'll show you all where. It's not too far from here at all. And they used St. Anthony to bless it because it was his birthday. So then the river got its name, San Antonio. It was called the Yamaguana River before that though. And where does it start? It actually starts about 3.8 miles up north where I'm pointing. And it comes from the Edwards Aquifer, a big underground lake. So this is a natural river for the most part. This right here is the only real man-made piece we have. This part we're entering is a natural park, and it has been here for the past 6,500 to 7,000 years. Yeah, I'm going to tell y'all more about the river in a little bit. And I'll tell y'all more about this man-made extension whenever we come back. So right in front of the boat, there's a big hotel. You can't miss it. It is the Hilton Palacio del Rio. It's 6 miles south where I am pointing. Once the first 4 floors were built here on site, the rooms, they actually started to get here on a flatbed truck. That was in a crate. In that middle section, I would pick them up and actually start stacking them on top of each other, one by one by one by one by one. It is 20 stories tall, 500 rooms. It took them a very quick 202 days or 7.5 months to complete the hotel. Just for a reference for y'all, there's a location right here to the right. It's half the size of one of these rooms in the hotel. However, this took the city of San Antonio 18 months for them to build this small location. So 18 months, right to 7.5 for this big hotel. That's why it made its way into the Guinness Book of World Records. Oh, by the way, these Christmas lights, they're only going to be on until Memorial Day, so if you don't want to get some good photos and stuff, they're going to be turned off and they're going to get taken down and not thrown up back into November. However, these lights you'll see in the trees, those are going to stay there. They are brand new additions to the river walk experience at night. So if y'all want to come and walk around, it does look very, very cool actually that they added them. So there's a few
that's why I wanted to come in
things getting added down. So, that location is called Astoria for a very good reason. If you look right in front of us, it shops and restaurants do call this place its home. So this restaurant is brand new. It's a little pizza spot. It's women. I'd show them some love, just like we show all the other ones. So I want to come and check them out as well. They're right here. Next to it, we have the Posthaus, a German restaurant. We have the Fig Tree located right next to that one. And then Smoke, Texas Barbecue is taking up all this real estate right here. These are just the riverfront restaurants. There is a lot more for y'all to go and see and a lot more shops as well. So, during the Battle of the Alamo, General Santa Anna, his Mexican army actually commandeered all of this as their sleeping quarters in February. Then he took this right here, this ridge, as his firing line during the actual battle in March 1836. We have a big fiesta event in La Bahia as well. It is called Gallos, which stands for that night in Old San Antonio.
But they have
a big event. It's one of the bigger fiesta events in
here's where you sit.
So right here, this is the Artisan River Theater, built in 1941. To the left, it seats about 820 people to the max. To the right, though, this is where all the attention gets thrown at. Does anybody recognize this stage from a movie starring Sandra Bullock, shot in the 2000s? Yeah, you're right. This is where they did the bikini swimsuit scene for Miss Congeniality. Raise your hand if you've seen Miss Congeniality.
Yep.
Nobody's seen Miss Congeniality? You've seen it? Okay, so a decent amount of y'all. I doubt anybody has a... My bad. Whenever we go by any musicians, I don't talk. I just let them play their song and all the people in here. So there was another movie shot here before. I highly doubt anybody has seen it. It's an okay movie. I'm not gonna lie, it's a good movie. It's okay. It's called Cloak and Dagger. They did a majority of the filming right here in the Artisan River Theater in 1982. So to the front of the boat, that building right there, behind the very cool Vaquero statue, right on up the bulls, we have the Briscoe Western Art Museum. Now, the Briscoe opened up in 2013. Back in 1930, to be San Antonio's first public library. It stayed here until the World's Fair in 68. We actually moved it down the river because a circus museum opened up right here for the World's Fair, and that stayed till 2001. And then between 2003 and 2009, this building, one of many, to make the National Historic Registry list. I'll show y'all where the library actually moved here in a little bit. We do have to stop. I do not think that's going to be a good photo of the tower. I think the sun's going to be washing it out. I usually tell people it's a good photo, but definitely doesn't look like it's okay. So the reason we have to stop is to line up with this bridge right in front of us. So this is the lowest one down here. Now the Blessed Street Bridge is very special. It is entirely made out of cast iron. There's only 6 of these in the country. And here in San Antonio, we got half. We got 3 of the 6. This is one of them right here. And to add a little cherry on top of the already rare bridge, there is no welding done to it, and it has been here since 1966.
Man.
That's what I wanted.
I appreciate it. So there's an island up here. This is where that mass was held on June 13, 1691. And then 300 years after that, on 1991, June 13th, they placed this black art piece right here called Father Masson's table. Nowadays, though, this island, it is actually used for wedding ceremonies. Over 300 a year happen here. It is called Marriage Island. It is said if y'all get married here, y'all will be together forever. There is a white duck. Y'all see him? He's hiding right here. So, the duck is either always on island or by it. Why? He just sits and waits for a newlywed couple to get married. As soon as they do, the duck stops whatever it is he's doing. He simply waddles up to them, sells them an updated insurance policy. As soon as they agree to the terms and conditions, the little white duck, he then goes. That's the sole purpose of this meeting down here. All right, so we do, I guess we call them shout-outs if y'all want. We have some things where we just celebrate some stuff on the boats. First one, is anybody celebrating a birthday today, by any chance? Yeah? What's your boy's name? Ishan? Ishan? Yeah, on the count of three, we're gonna sing Ishan right here. A very lovely, wait, is it anybody else's birthday before I get in? Nope. No? All right. On the count of three, we're gonna sing Ishan right here. A very lovely happy birthday. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you.
Cha-cha-cha.
Happy birthday to you.
Cha-cha-cha.
Happy birthday, dear Ishan. Happy birthday to you. Oh, that's badass.
And many more. Happy birthday, big dog. Is that why y'all came to San Antonio? Yeah, that's what's up. Happy birthday to you, young man. Hopefully he remembers it. I doubt it, but yeah. Next one. Is anybody celebrating a wedding anniversary or a honeymoon this week?
Nope.
No? Do we have any law enforcement, firefighter, EMS, doctors, nurses, teachers, anybody like that on the boat? What are you doing? You're a nurse? What kind of nurse? Like a pediatric nurse? What? You said everything? Okay, I think you're the only one. Give her a round of applause really quick, everybody. Por favor, give her a round of applause. All right, really quick, we got one more. I'm gonna get into it after this tower. Everybody look up to the left. Who has seen the OG Ghostbusters movie from the 80s with that big marshmallow dude? Yeah, I said it looks familiar, right?
That's it.
Okay, well it shouldn't. That one's in Philly. We're all the way down here in San Antonio.
Órale.
The reason why is because we got gargoyles all the way up top, and then if you look right down below, right under the second story window, you can't miss them. We have some faces. Those are called grotesque faces. The purpose of them is to scare off and ward away bad spirits. The Smith Young brothers, the constructors of the tower, they thought it was going to scare away any bad business. That did not work. The reason why is this building was completed between 1927 and 1929 for $3 million. 1929 is also the same year that the stock market crashed causing the Great Depression. They put it up for sale immediately. 10 and a half months go by, they finally got an offer. They were super excited until they realized all they were going to be getting was $300,000 for it. They lost 2.7 mil, like that. If y'all are curious how much that equals in today's economy, I looked it up, did the math. It averages to about $80.5 million that they lost just in less than 1 year with this building. This was the tallest one in San Antonio from 1929 to 1968. It stands at a very tall 405 feet. It's getting renovated from old offices into brand new apartments. A big family by the name of Red McCombs, they're the ones that bought the building now and they're turning it into those apartments. I'm gonna make some noise, don't be scared, all right? All right, so I had to let people know we are coming through. Before I get ahead of myself, that redstone building right there with that redstone tower, that's the Barrett County Courthouse. That is the oldest continuous running one in the entire state of Texas. Opened their doors in 1897. All right, y'all remember how deep I said the river was at the beginning of the tour?
3 to 4 feet.
3 to 4 feet, that's right, except where we're at right now. The depth here in the main flood channel, it is 18 feet deep. So, very deep here. If we find ourselves in the water just in this area, just like in the movie Titanic, I'm gonna be Rose and y'all are gonna be Jack, all right? I'll be like, no, hold on tight, please don't let go. It is really deep here, please do not jump in. So, we have floodgates here as well. We got floodgate 5 about 195 meters back that way, floodgate 4, floodgate 3. These 3 floodgates in this main flood channel, oh my god, I'm tangled up, was built by a gentleman named Robert H.H. Hugman. These were built between 1938 and 1941. I'm going to tell y'all more about the flash flood that happened once we get to where my visual is. So just remember, these floodgates and the flood channel was built because of a flash flood we had in 1921. I'm going to tell y'all all about it in due time. But for now, right behind us, this bridge is the most popular one down here. It is San Antonio's Lovelock Bridge. So Lovelock Bridge, how it works, it's very easy, very simple. 4 steps to ensure you all be together forever. 1, you buy a lock and scratch your names in there, your initials with a heart in between. 2, you lock it on the fence. 3, get the key, give it a big kiss, both of y'all. And 4, you take that key and simply just toss it over into the river. It is that simple, that easy. With that being said, me, personally, I have 4 combination locks up on that bridge. Some of y'all got it. You're the only one that got it. That's alright. Sophisticated. So, next thing, you can't miss it. It's all the way up to the left. It's a little hard to see because these trees, but it's those 2 towers with crosses on them. So, that is the San Fernando Cathedral. Now, the San Fernando Cathedral, it is the oldest church here in Texas, and it was built by 16 Spanish families from the Canary Islands. So construction on it started in 1722, and it was actually completed in 1731. It's also one of the oldest churches in the country. They have a little movie that they throw up on there. Give me 1 second, I'm gonna talk. I got something in my prop. They have a little movie that they throw up on there. It is called The Saga. It shows the history of once we got here in 1691, and then there on afterward. While we're doing this, we're going to get into the last shout out really, really quick. It's my personal favorite as well. Do we have any active duty military or veterans on the boat by any chance?
No.
No, I figured we didn't. I can usually tell. If y'all did not know, we're in Military City, USA. San Antonio is the most densely populated veteran, or city with the highest veteran population. We have 4 active bases here. We have We have 4 bases here. We used to have 6 active bases. One of them were a city base that actually was commissioned. It was an aerospace base that can be opened up way back in the day. And yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. Right in front of the boat, you can't miss it. It's that big tree with all the lights on it. That is the Ben Milam tree. So that's a little story behind it. On the night of December 7th, 1835, Colonel Benjamin Milam, he was a part of the Texas Army. He was actually shot and killed when a Mexican sniper perched up on that first branch. So, the reason why they shot and killed him on site is 1, there was a battle going on. 2, he actually had a little bounty on his head. He escaped Mexican prison about 3.5 to 4 months prior to that. Came back all the way over here. There was a little battle called the Battle of Bear. It was across the river where I'm pointing. They were kicking down some doors and the little villas and all that stuff. He was walking across a high-rise courtyard. The sniper, he saw him, recognized him, and he pulled the trigger. It wasn't until found afterwards that they realized he was wanted for escaping prison. They just shot him because he was a high-ranking officer. Now that tree, it is the oldest one down here. It's at the very least 420 years old, and it stands at 99 feet tall. So it's a 100-foot tall cypress tree. So biggest and oldest tree down here. And over to the right, we got the oldest bar. It actually has the longest woodtop one in the entire state of Texas as well. This is the Esquire Tavern. They opened up 10 seconds after Prohibition ended in 1933, and our bar here it is 108 feet long. If you haven't been in there yet, I highly suggest y'all go and check it out. They got really good drinks, and they also have very good food. So look right across from it. This used to be our CPS building in 1921. Those chandeliers y'all see, that's how high the flash flood came through in 1921. That is 9 feet above street level. With it being that high, it killed 68 people and it caused over $2.2 million of damage. They were actually going to cover this up that we're in right now, the natural part of the river. Still dig that piece connecting through and call it a day until Robert H. Hudson, that guy, so y'all built those. He was picturing the Riverwalk being what it is today, a big tourist attraction. So he pitched the idea originally in 29, that was when the Great Depression happened. Put it on hold until 38. They were approved immediately for $400,000, and the rest is history. Everything y'all see down here, the benches, the bridges, the sidewalks, all the stuff, bridges, he built them solely by himself. That is why he is called the Riverwalk. So, right here, this is the last location we're going to see on our tour today, and it is a little special one. This is the last Aztec theme theater built in the entire state of Texas in 1926 for $1.85 million.
That's your boy.
Theater, the main event center. There's all types of Aztec art pieces through the entire thing. We've had a ton of comedians and all different kinds of musicians perform here throughout this event. So right in front of us, this bridge. Does anybody recognize this bridge from a movie? What movie is it?
Selena.
Yeah, Selena. Man, let me finish. I already knew. That's what I'm talking about. So this is where Selena, she did, not her, but the real life one got proposed to a girl to the right. She said yes, they went up on the bridge, kissed each other, took a photo for her fiance Chris. So that's why in the film, they do something very similar to the sort. And if you want to do the same thing like they did in the movie, it is on this side of the bridge right here, and it's facing that way. It's a very popular bridge. It does get a ton of photos and a ton of love. It averages about 1,100 photos a day on it, so it's a pretty popular bridge. I'm gonna get some water real quick. Give me 1 minute.
What's up, people up there? Hell yeah.
Is that like apartments or is that like a hotel?
Hotel.
Alright, so the next thing we got coming up, it is an optical illusion. So where it's gonna be at? It's gonna be all the way to the left where the bubble gump is. So once we pass this big Navarro Street bridge right here, can't miss it. You're gonna want to look up the same exact building and tell me what you see. It's gonna be right there, alright? Like I said, once you pass the bridge, look all the way up the same building. It should appear.
Tower.
Look like a flat freestanding wall to anybody?
Yeah.
Okay, if you can't see it, that's okay. There's a quick simple fix. It is called tequila. Drink about 10 shots of that. I promise you'll be able to see. You'll come back and you'll be like, oh, no mames, bro. Like I said, you're just not warmed up yet. That's the only thing if you can't see. Now, this building, it is the next hospital. It is the first full-service one in the entire country. That central AC and an indoor parking garage. It did close down in 2019, but it immediately made that National Historic Registry list. So, they decided to turn an old historic hospital into a brand new hotel. It's going to be the newest Marriott opening up down here in either late 2023 this year or early 2024.
Yeah.
Now, to the front of the boat, this hotel is the Hyatt Regency. Before they opened up in 1981, they actually conducted about 6 shadow tests. The reason being, the Alamo is directly on the other side of this building. The Alamo is a national shrine, and federal state shadows shall not be cast on them. So, I'm not going to talk because we're going by the musician. Y'all enjoy this.
¿Cuánto cuesta aquí para hacer este mismo hotel?
Alright, that's what I was saying really quick. Alamo goes to the side. Alamo is considered national shrine. That is east and west. So the sun rises this way, sets this way. And as we 52 stories tall, there's actually a shadow getting cast on that hotel already as it is. 52 stories is going to be a problem. Cut them all the way down to 16, took away 36 of their floors, taking those bathrooms. They actually approved them to be the only one that'll have a San Antonio River, not only going into the Alamo, but it goes through it and 3/4 of the way to the Alamo. Alright, so we're gonna be getting into everybody's favorite part of the river, and it is right in front of us. It is Restaurant Row. Call it Restaurant Row because take a guess what's over here. Nothing but food and drinks. Majority being either Mexican or Tex-Mex food is split. Right down the middle, there's about 4 of them each. We do have a couple steaks
Expensive at that.
and burgers spots over here, and we have an ice cream shop. So margarita drinkers, where you at? Raise your hands if you drink margaritas on the boat. Okay, there is a very large one down here, and if y'all are curious where it's at, this is last place on the left. There is 14 shots of tequila inside of that 64-ounce margarita. I do not know if anybody's drinking it. Let's see. No, you would definitely see if they're drinking it. So I'm gonna show you how big it is roughly. It's about the size of my hat right here. It's pretty big. Like I said, it's half a gallon. It's pretty cheap too. It's about 46 bucks. So if you want to get absolutely smacked down here, that's a great way to start your day off.
46 bucks is not bad because you'll be drunk.
So right across the river from the Big Margarita, we have a building that's named after a big red dog. This is the...
You heard her, Sneaker Gang Squad. You heard her.
Father of the Riverwalk, Robert H.H. Hudson, placed his office here in 1941. Basically proved to the city he trusted him so much. Now, the statue overlooks us in the river every single day to make sure operations run smooth. He passed away about 43 years ago on July 2nd, 1980. It is a good thing the city took a chance of trusting him. This is much worth the trust in the entire state. It produces also a little bit less than about $1.5 billion in tourism. So just the river alone does that for the city of San Antonio, which is a big deal. We do have other stuff that doesn't make the city money, but this is one of the biggest ones. So right here to the right, this restaurant, it is actually the most famous one down here. It is Cathedrals. Now, it is the most famous because they are the oldest. They are the first ones to open up, and they have been here since 1946. They're still actually owned and operated by the original family too. In 2019, they almost actually closed down completely altogether. The Riverwalk almost lost their first family-owned business that started all this stuff down here. It's a good thing they stayed open. 23 more years, they're actually going to be celebrating their 100-year anniversary, which is ridiculous. It's crazy thing they've been here for a long time. Has anybody actually ate there yet, by any chance? Y'all ate there? Was it pretty good? Yeah. So, it's pretty good. If you're looking for authentic Mexican food down here, folks, I'm let you know right now, you're not going to find it if you're not there in San Antonio. Tex-Mex is our main thing down here. However, if you want Mexican food down here, it's probably your safer bet, in my opinion, or Cafe Olay. Those two, they are tied for the better Mexican restaurants down here. So yeah, if you want to check them out, by all means, go do so. And if you have a big party, like yo, I got a pretty big party. If you have a party bigger than, I want to say it's 7 or 8, you can't sit where everybody was sitting. You have to sit under the bridge because they have all that real estate under there. So just make sure you come beforehand if you want to eat there, if you have a big party. Now I told you I was going to talk about where we entered. So this right here, it is the man-made extension. From that bridge we entered under, everything this way is completely man-made. When I mean everything, I'm talking about riverbed wires and all that stuff. Not natural, it's concrete, 3 feet deep. There's a bunch of pressure pipes, plumbing, and all that stuff going under here as well. So why did they build it? Solely so we could shuttle people from the natural part of the river all the way over here to Hemisphere Park where the World Fair was being held at. Now, at Hemisphere, that's where we unveiled our big main attraction. It is called the Tower of America. You can actually see it over here through the trees to the right above that wall and all that stuff. Now, when I first saw it, I already knew off the bat, one of the engineers or architects, they were Hispanic. How do you know that, Jeremiah? Just by looking at it. Because when you look at the base of the tower, it resembles a big giant churro. That's how I know.
There's a San Antonio tower that we're going there next. Yeah, boy.
Now that tower, when it was unveiled, it was the tallest freestanding one in the country from 1968 to 1996. We're not the tallest anymore. We're not the tallest anymore. That title was taken from us. Las Vegas in 96, they unveiled their Stratosphere. Stratosphere in Vegas is way taller than ours. It's 1,150 feet. Ours only stands at 750 feet. So, what is there to do? You got an upper observatory and you actually have a lower restaurant level, which is called the chart house. It also rotates once every 45 minutes, so you still get to see the entire city while you sit down and eat. And if you're wondering how far out on the city can you see, you actually get very good visibility. You can see almost 17 miles out, so it's a pretty high up there. Now, where we're going, this just reopened back up forever until they tell us not to come back here anymore. So, I gotta refresh my little tour over here a little bit. Don't touch my bridge. I'm just messing with you. So, this is the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center area. We're gonna stop right here really quick. So, all 3 of these things I'm gonna tell y'all folks, they were all actually completed in the same date, 1968. Like I said, they built this extension solely just for the World Fair in 68. So what is back over here in the area? First and foremost, the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center. Who is he? He was the first Latino American to be inducted into Congress. He did such an amazing job. His son actually followed in his father's footsteps and he served with him in Congress. We dedicated him this big old giant convention center. Correction. We dedicated him this convention center. It wasn't as big as it was, as it is to this day. San Antonio, good job. They actually threw a $335 million project at it in 2012 to make it one of the largest ones in the country. Now, we have all types of events here. We're talking about software conventions, teachers, nurses. Comic-Con is a big thing that always comes into the city. This right here is another big money-making thing for the city because we have tournaments here, cheer competitions, volleyball, all types of stuff gets held here. We just had a big one too. It was called the International Powwow Convention. It's literally solely, strictly just tourism. I think the IPW thing is still over here on the grass as well. Hey, how's it going?
I miss you.
I miss you more.
I love you.
So, IPW, it was a big convention. This one, it was the biggest one to date. It was about 6,900 to 7,000 people that showed up. Look right there. See? Boom. There it is right there. Like I said, it was all 7,000 people roughly. Were from 62 different countries. It was crazy. Those people from all over the world visiting.
Like we were earlier.
All right. So we sadly cannot go around that little island that is located back there. I got in trouble last time for going around it, and I'm not trying to get in trouble again. It wasn't because I hit anything. It's because we're not supposed to go back there. Why? I don't know. They just told me not to go back there. At this time, this is why I choose to do it. My company, that always requires to be quiet for about a minute or two since we opened this back up. I choose to be quiet right here in case y'all got any questions. It could be about the river, about the city. It could be about whatever. Just ask away. Or if I got to clear up something that you're wondering that I said, please, by all means, ask away. All right, while we do a little 360.
All of the flowers. I like flowers.
There's not much back there, if y'all are curious. There actually, I'm lying. There's one thing back there that's a pretty cool place to take photos on the river. It does continue a little bit over there, like little waterfalls and all that stuff.
That's what's up.
But that's how you actually get into the convention center, right over there. So if y'all just ever want to chill and kick it, it's quiet. Nobody even knows that this place exists over here, really. So yeah.
Thank you, man.
All right, any more questions? Yes, no, maybe so. All right, so the next thing I'm gonna talk about is actually a very rare art piece. There is only 2 of its kind in the world. It's up here to the right. Can't miss it. It's lit up by the sun. So right there, folks, that is the confluence of civilizations. So it is about 130 feet long by about 25 feet tall. And it is built from over 750,000, roughly inch by inch square stones. Most of them are natural occurring colors, and the artist, he got them from over 7 different countries in Mexico, or 7 different states in Mexico. Now, it's a lot to unpack, so I can't really stay here too long to talk about it because the tour is almost up. But basically, called the confluence civilizations. If you look at it, there's a whole lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of different cultures, religions, all that stuff going on. And if you look in the middle right there, where that little white ribbon is, there is the Alamo. So the reason why they have it right there, it is said that the Alamo, when we fought for our independence and all that stuff, it actually opened up a spot for everybody to come and settle. Oh man, my ears ringing. It actually opened a spot up for everybody to come and settle here and all that stuff. The reason why, Mexico, they were pretty particular and pretty picky about who they wanted to come in way before they let the United States come in. So that's why the Alamo was in the middle right there. It's kind of the gateway into the new world. We have a bunch of all different types of people here. San Antonio, it's always been a melting pot, it always will be. Religions, ethnicities, races, all that stuff. It's a pretty cool rare art piece. Like I said, there's only 2 of its kind. The next one, if you're curious how big it is, it's way bigger than that, but it's not as intricately designed. So right in front, we have a Marriott hotel. Cut it in half, and there's a big old mosaic arrow wrapped around it. I don't know where it's at in Mexico, but it's big, wrapped around the whole thing. But like I said, it's not as intricate as in its design as that one is right there. And the last thing I got about this area is right above where it's located. It is the Lila Cockrell Theater. So she was the first female mayor to serve in the city. She did an amazing job. She served several terms here. We dedicated that theater to her after she was done, and we hold all types of events there. We have plays, little musical concerts. That's a big one we have there. So yeah, the absolute last thing I got for y'all is actually right in front of the boat behind that tree. So it's a brand new art piece. I don't know really much about her. I do know the very basic, bare bones minimum. So her name, Stargazer. She is actually built from volcanic ash and magma, apparently from an active volcano over right by Mexico City, is what I was told. She is an active astronomy piece. Pedro Rey is the artist that designed her. He is an astronomer himself, and he built her for astronomers here in the city. Apparently, also, over here to the west where she is looking, there's a bunch of planets and constellations that line up with her year round. And the absolute last thing I know is he got his inspiration from the Native Americans and the Aztecs and the Mayans. If y'all don't know, they were the best.
Yo soy Aztecos.
Probably better than the Egyptians, in my opinion.
That's badass.
Yeah, that's all I got for y'all, folks. Did y'all have a good time?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if y'all did ready. I do this with every boat on the count of 3. If you had a grand old time with me, give me a big, loud Texas size. We all ready on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. That was terrible. No, that was terrible. I'm gonna give y'all one more shot like I did my ex. Y'all better not let me down like she did. On the count of 3, ready? 1, 2, 3. That was better, man. the photos y'all took, folks, if you want to buy them, they're going to be right here for y'all to purchase. Please remain seated until I dock the boat. I will let you know when we are good to go.
Your name is,
get
bro?
up at this time.
Your name is?
Huh?
Your name is? Nice to meet you.
Appreciate it. At this time, please look around you. Make sure everything you brought with you, your phone, purse, wallet, keys, all that stuff, take it with you off of the...
See this Sticky Gang Squad, we stocking right now, we barking. We did it. Yeah. Peace.